Okay, so now we're going to do surface area of a pyramid. We're going to do both total and lateral. And of course, we should always start with lateral because that's the means to get to the end to find total. So as a reminder, when we find surface area, that literally means area of every surface, area of every face. So we are going to draw out our net. So on a pyramid, we want to trace the base. Okay, so if you have anything that's not triangular, remember pyramids are mostly triangles. So if you see anything that's not a triangle, that's going to be your base. Okay, so here we go. And it looks like a rectangle, but if you look at the numbers, you'll notice that it's actually a square. It's 16 by 16. So these are easier to do. So that's 16 and 16. Okay. And then from each edge, there should be a triangle. Most of you are pretty good at doing your nets of a pyramid, as long as you recognize that it's surface area. And on this one, we need a slant height. And you can tell that this is the slant height. It's not like in the middle here. It's actually going to the base of this triangle right here. So that is the slant height. And it is 20. Okay, right here. You can see it's pointing to that. That's 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our lateral surface area, which means everything but the base. So we're going to find our area of our triangles first. We should have 4 congruent ones because this is a square. Okay, so the base of our triangle is the same. So A equals half BH. Half, there's our base. There is our slant height. Now we do half of 16, which is 8, and then 8 times 20. You can probably do that in our head. 8 times 2 is 16, and then add a 0. So that's millimeters squared because that's an area. So I'm going to switch colors here for a second, and I want you to put in every triangle 160. Okay. So we have everything except the base. So this is going to tell us our lateral surface area. So right now, I either need you to add up 160 4 times, or I need you to multiply 160 times 4. So you need to do that on your paper. Once you have it, you can check up here. And remember what this is. This is the lateral surface area. Okay, that's the lateral. Now to get the total, we need to also add in our base. So the square is our base. So we need to use the formula for a square, area of a square, base times height. 16 times 16. So you need to multiply that out on your paper right now. So you can check yours with mine. I'm saying 256, and that should be millimeters squared. Okay, so that's the base. So to find the total surface area, I'm going to add the base plus the total of the lateral faces. And it looks like I'm getting 896. So double check the math there. And we're going to keep it squared because it's still area. Okay. So that is your total surface area versus your lateral surface area. Okay, now we're going to go to the last problem, the one that we typically have the most trouble with. Okay. We are doing a triangular prism. We're doing the surface area on that. Okay. So we know this is a prism because it's mostly rectangles, but it's triangular prism because we have two faces that are not rectangles. So this right here, that is our base, okay? So remember, whenever we were making our net, we start with that triangle, and I would do it upside down, okay? That's kind of our anchor point for our picture here, okay? So I'm going to take this right here. Notice I see an 8, so that's going to be 8, okay? So I'm drawing it upside down, and I have one side, this side right here, which is 5. So you got to look at that carefully. I had to double check because I don't want to use that. That's to find the area. Right now I'm drawing it, okay? So I have one side that's 5. That's the shorter side, and the other side is 7, okay? So 7 and 5, and then this one we talked about was 8, okay? So now I'm going to continue to draw. So remember, here's my triangle. So I need a rectangle. I need 3 rectangles. 1 rectangle from each part of the triangle. So this 5 is going to be right here. And this 7, that folds here. Okay, whenever you fold this together, these two will come together and these two will come together. Okay. Now I need the length that is connecting the triangles. So here's my triangle, and here's my triangle, and the length connecting my triangles is 5. So that is going to be the height, and it's the prism height, actually. Okay, it's both. Okay, it's the height of this rectangle here. Okay, and now I need to draw a congruent triangle, or the best that I can, which is 5 and 7. Okay, so I have everything labeled. So we're going to do lateral and total again. Now the one thing I haven't labeled yet is this 4, which I need for area. So I'm going to want to put that there. Okay. Okay, so we're going to find the area of all the faces, but first we're going to find the area of all the lateral faces. So remember, all of these lengths are 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 rectangles, or rectangles and squares, we do A equals BH. Okay, so the first one I see is 5 times 5, 25. Put it inside so I can see it. The second one I see is 8 times 5. And the last one is 7 times 5. Okay. And so I want to add all of those in order to find the lateral surface area. So your job right now is to add the lateral faces. Come up with a total. And I'm getting exactly 100. Okay. Double checking that. You can double check that as well. Let's see, 7 plus 3, that looks like 10. So it looks like the lateral surface area is 100 yards squared. Lateral surface area. Okay. Now I need the total surface area, which means now I need my bases. So my base, both of them are triangles, so we're going to use a different formula. A equals half BH. Half, the base here is right here. It's 8. Okay. Base, and then the height, which has to have that right angle, has to be perpendicular, is 4. So half of 8, 4 times 4 is 16. So I have 16 here and 16 here. Okay. So basically all I need to do now is add my lateral surface area, which was 100, plus one triangle, plus the other triangle. Okay. So let's add those together and get a total. And I'm seeing that the total surface area should be 132. And again, units, yards, squared.